Hello, my name's Rob Edwards and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we are going to be talking about episode 1 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Except that I'm fairly sure throughout the entire video I'm going to switch back and forth between calling him Falcon and Falcon, because one sits better in my mouth and the other one seems to be what they use on the show. Anyway, other than that, there are going to be spoilers throughout this, so if you've not seen the episode yet, go off and watch it and come back again and we'll have a chat. So, this show, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, comes at a very difficult time. Not only is it released a day after the Behemoth, which is Zack Snyder's Justice League, it's also following on the heels of WandaVision, and both of those present a challenge. First of all, a lot of people, a few people will have watched Justice League the day before, like we did, and not really necessarily feel quite in the mood of sitting down to watch some more superhero action the next day. But against that, it is Marvel, and I know that a lot of people are much more Marvel fans than DC fans, so that probably would have provided a draw. But actually, the bigger problem, I think, for Falcon and the Winter Soldier is actually the fact that it's following on from WandaVision, because WandaVision was so unique, so special, so different, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier just kind of isn't. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I might try and find a better way of saying that, but it's a lot more traditional, a lot more run-of-the-mill, a lot more expected, I think would be the right phrase. High concept, it is not so much. But in the show's defence, it was due to come out in a different world than it finds itself appearing in. It was supposed to be a small cog in the ongoing train, which is the MCU. We should have seen Black Widow long before this. We should have seen the Eternals before this was due to come out. Shang-Chi? I don't quite remember exactly what the order is, but certainly a movie or two should have been here before Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So this was, I think, supposed to be a quiet note to keep us going between movies. And of course, that's not what it's doing anymore. It is carrying the flag, carrying the shield, as it were, for the MCU after WandaVision, and before we get, well, whatever comes next. There still seems to be some question about whether Black Widow is going to make its date or not. So what do we get? Well, essentially, Episode 1 has a couple of big action scenes to introduce our two heroes, a rather kind of dramatic and quite interesting and intricate airborne heist scene, which Falcon has to deal with, and of course the flashback to Winter Soldier's more murdery days, where he assassinates some bloke and says "Hail Hydra." On top of that, we get a lot of quieter, characterful moments, which are quite enjoyable. And a lot of shuffling pieces around the board, getting them ready for whatever is coming next. What was good about this episode? Well, Sam and Bucky remain extremely likeable. I do like both of those characters. Sam in particular is funny and warm, and Bucky is, well, he's also funny, but perhaps not quite as warm-spirited as Sam is. Hopefully we get to see them in action together soon, because I think that's going to be the heart of this show. The action was fun. As I said, the flight scene with Falcon was great. Lots of really cool action, lots of really cool ideas on show, which I really enjoyed. And I did like, sort of cutting to the end, I loved seeing Sam's reaction to seeing John Walker come out with Cap's shield and realizing perhaps that he'd made a mistake, that he'd trusted the wrong people when he gave the shield over to politicians again. And I really liked some of the guest cast. Lovely to see Rhodey in there, played an important part in the conversation, I think. And I really enjoyed the world's worst bank manager. He was hilarious in a horrible way, but hilarious nonetheless. And I enjoyed Sam's family. I enjoyed seeing Bucky interact with his therapist and with the old guy and with the girl from the sushi restaurant. All of that nice stuff. All of the guest cast were appealing, but not quite of the same level as Jimmy Woo or Darcy, I don't think. So why am I not kind of bouncing up and down about Falcon and the Winter Soldier? I think you probably caught from my vibe of this review that I'm not, like, super stoked for it, super excited by it. Well, I'll be honest, it was a bit slow, a bit inconsequential. There's lots of putting things into the right place for what's to come. And, you know, I would be hopeful for that leading to some exciting stuff coming up. But if I had one criticism of WandaVision, that the pacing of it was always just a little bit creeping the story forward. It was supported with great character moments, but just creeping the story forward every week. And this feels a lot like it's cut from the same cloth. And that would be fine if it had the really intense mystery element that WandaVision presented us with. I mean, say what you like about WandaVision, but at the end of every episode, you were always going, oh my God, we can't stop there. We need to know more about X or Y or Z or beekeepers or whatever it is. I got to the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier and I kind of went, yeah, okay, I can see where this is going. Guess next week then. And that's a very different reaction to the episode. So, this is only 6 episodes long. We need to hit the ground running more than we have. And that was a real disappointment for me here. And not helped, of course, by coming into it from Zack Snyder's Justice League, having had a 4-hour slow-a-thon the night before. And as for the mystery element, I watch reactions and analysis videos on YouTube, and, you know, people like New Rockstars are doing their best to create an exciting mystery out of this episode. And I'm not saying there won't be one. I'm just saying there's not really enough there yet in this episode to pin any great theory crafting on. And most of the stuff I saw on the New Rockstars video seemed to be about pictures in the end credits. And that is not a good, solid basis for building a mystery around. It just isn't. So right now, it was fine. You know, I saw it. I kind of enjoyed it. I like Sam. I like Bucky. Action scenes are quite nice. But really not enough happened in it for my taste. I want us to be a little bit more on the button, on the nose, hitting the ground from word go, and that's just not what we're getting here. I really hope that when Loki comes around next, that we are going to see something just a little bit sharper as an introduction. Time will tell. Anyway, thank you for watching. I will be back probably next week, depending on what happens in Falcon and Winter Soldier. If I've got anything to talk about, then I will certainly be back. And we will revisit what we have for episode 2. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time. Cheers.